This is the 2026 Nissan Pathfinder SL front-wheel drive. Is it the perfect mid-size SUV? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Now, if you notice some changes here on the front end, there is a refresh for 2026, a little bit more of a squared-off look. Changes with the headlight design, the housing right here as far as what we see. Everything's LED headlights, daytime running lights. Now, you won't find any fog lights in this particular case, but I think with the brightness of the lights, that shouldn't be a problem. And you'll notice the design here of the grille. It would be kind of neat to have some lighting that goes into that area as far as your daytime running lights, but that's the way it is. Looks like that's the way it should be. Nissan logo prominently displayed, and we'll have our lower area down here. I do like the matte finish. That's always beneficial for that particular area with your lower grille and the bumper right there. Now, this particular model is front-wheel drive. All-wheel drive is available if that's something you so desire. We'll work our way around here and take a look at our 20-inch wheels. I do like the gloss finish. Also, the color on here, that it's not gloss black. I don't know, that just seems to stand out a little bit better. Now, the place where you really don't want so much gloss is going to be right here with the surround on the fender and working your way around on the lower portion of the body. That just holds up better. I think it looks better unless it's body color. With our side view mirrors, almost everything is here. They're power adjustable. They're manually folding. That's one thing that's missing here. They are heated, and you have your turn signal indicators built in. As you can see right there, we have that turned on for you. Now, let's talk about our key fob. Lock, unlock, remote start, all that good stuff is here. Open and close your power tailgate, and you've got the button right there for your panic button if you need. And right here, I'm going to pull over on the side like that and use that release to bring out the mechanical key. Now, that could be very beneficial to you if the battery in the key fob dies or in your Pathfinder. You'll come right here. Very simple, very easy. Don't have to remove any covers or anything like that. You can use your lock mechanism right there. You also have the passive entry right here if you want to take advantage of that to lock and unlock the vehicle. That's going to be on the front and the rear doors. That's always a plus. Some vehicles only have it on the front doors. If you're going to have it on the front, might as well have it on the rear. Nice large windows that are going to give you good visibility. We're also going to have the roof rails up top. Crossbars can be purchased and increase your cargo space. That's always a good thing. Work our way around. Again, changes back here. It's a little bit of an update, minor refresh details here as far as your tail lights go, and the design back here. Those are going to be LED tail lights. Rear window wiper, our Nissan logo, the Pathfinder logo is also here, and our SL logo as we work our way down. Now, you're going to find that you have your towing package with this particular model. That means it can tow up to 6,000 pounds. Without the towing package, you're going to be able to tow up to 3,500 pounds. Everything is here for everything you need to plug in, so you can use your trailer lights. All that good stuff is here. One thing that is beneficial for those of you that are saying, you know what, I want a mid-size SUV, but I don't want a 4-cylinder under the hood. Good news. Not only is that not the issue here, it is a 3.5-liter V6, but it's also naturally aspirated. I know a lot of you don't like the turbochargers. Makes 284 horsepower, 259 pounds-feet of torque. It's mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. 0 to 60, about 7 seconds flat. Top speed is roughly 120 miles per hour. Now, for once, you can actually see the window sticker here. I know a lot of you like to see the window sticker, but you can also see the MPG details, at least potential. 21 city, 27 highway, 23 combined, 4.3 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. How about your gas tank details? It's 18.5 gallons in capacity. You're going to have capless fuel fill. On a full tank of gas, you should be able to drive about 388 miles in the city. That number jumps to 499 miles out on the highway. How about your cargo space? We're going to hit the button right here to open your power tailgate. Nice to do that. You've got a button on the interior and the button on the remote for that. Now, depending on how you set things up back here, you're going to have 16.6 up to 80.5 cubic feet of cargo space. Now, I'm going to come around this way and show you a couple of things here. First of all, we're going to have our 12-volt power outlet right there. And I like how this cargo area right here is set up because there's actually a few different things you can do. You've got your partitions here so you can cargo or set your cargo area up into 3 different little sections, or you can just take those out if you want to, or just leave one in. It depends on what you want to do. But nice to have those options as far as as that goes. Now, to lower your seats, first of all, we're going to do this. We're going to lower our headrests. Pull on that, and pull on that. It'll cooperate with me. And then we use this release to lower that side. And use this release to lower the other side right there. That's one thing you're going to do, and I'm going to show you on one side here, but also to lower your seats and maximize everything. Obviously, we can do this over here as well, or just one side, depending on your situation. But here's how we maximize our cargo space. There is a lot of space within the interior. Let's talk about what your second and third row passengers are going to find. We'll start with the panoramic sunroof up here. That front portion will open if you want to do that. And then you have your power shade concealed away right there. They can be drawn forward if it starts to put in too much light or whatever the situation is. Now, how about our door panel situation? We're going to have the shade, the manual shade. It can be put in place right here if you want to do that. The privacy shade is there. That's going to be useful, I'm sure. Nice large armrest with a combination of a little bit of storage space, the button for the windows, lowering and raising, and also a couple of cup holders right there. Down below that area, the door bin is going to be there. Plenty of room. Put a couple of large bottles in there if so desired. Now, depending on where your rear seat passengers are, they might need some extra leg space, depending on how long their legs are. We can move these seats up quite a bit, as you can see, and then you can also recline these seats. There's a button on the side right down here. That's what's going to make it real easy to gain access to the third row. So I'm going to show you how that works. Just going to push that button. The seat gets up and out of the way. I'm going to push that up just a little bit more, and then I am going to climb back here. We'll bring that seat back. Now, the seat is not all the way back, so there is potentially less leg space. It'll come back to about right here. Can be dealt with. That's a good thing. These seats do recline. The seat backs recline. As you can see, this one's reclined a little bit. Both of them will do that. That's going to help as well with head space and just overall comfort. Speaking of overall comfort, I like it when they have the air conditioning vents located in the roof line area, just as they are. And then we can talk about what we have over here. We're going to find the USB port right here, needed for that as far as connectivity goes, and a couple of cup holders. That's going to be the same on both sides. Now, to get back out of this rear seating area, if the middle row passengers don't do this for the third row passengers, there's a button right down there you can see on the back of the seat, and all I have to do is push that. And once again, that seat gets up and out of the way and you can get right out. And how about the armrests? Are they long enough on these captain's chairs? Actually, that's pretty good. The majority of my arm does fit on there. I like that. Good job, Nissan. Center console area right here. Going to offer cup holders in the front. A little bit of storage space in the back. Actually, quite a bit. That's a fairly deep area. Then we're going to have our rear seat pockets on the back of each seat. And one of the most important things that I know a lot of you are looking for is going to be right up here once again, those air conditioning vents and the control for the air conditioning, this third zone of climate control right here. Fan speed, temperature, you can determine the direction where everything is going, how air is flowing. You can hit auto, and you also have heated seats for the middle row passengers. And last but most certainly not least, we're going to have a couple of USB ports. How about your sticker price? Here at Ora Nissan, $48,645. Let's see what else you get for that price. And we're going to start with our upper console. Here are your lights, if you want to turn those on. And then you've got your controls right here. You can see what all is going on there. Everything for your sunroof, the sunroof itself, and the power shade can be controlled right there. And we're going to work our way down here to your rear view mirror, where we have these three buttons underneath. That's your home link for your garage doors. You can program up to 3 doors. Hit that button when you get home or wherever you need to be at your office. Garage doors program there. Pretty easy to deal with. Working our way across on the dash area, a little bit of storage space right here, actually a little bit deeper than it looks. So you've got some extra space right there if you need it. Going to have the glove box down there, your traditional size glove box. A little bit of space for storage in there. On the passenger side door panel, tons of room, nice comfortable armrest, and we're going to have our door bin right there, a little bit larger than what we had in the rear. Now, one thing that's going to be different from the driver's side of the passenger side has manually adjustable seats or seat. The driver's seat is power adjustable with lumbar support. Here's everything for controlling your side view mirrors, depending on which side you want to use. Power windows. We're going to have one touch down, one touch up at all 4 doors. That's nice to have. And then we can also lock the windows right here. Door locks controlled right here. Right here, we've got the button to open and close the power tailgate. If you want to do that, drop that lever right there, and you can adjust your tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. Cruise control right here. You can see some of our other controls we have right there as well. And then we can go through a few different details, different information here. All I'm doing is using the arrow right here to go through and change what I see on the driver's display. I can push the scroll wheel right there and work my way through everything as far as the different options go, depending on what I need to do, what I need to adjust or work with, what I need to know about. And then to get back out of that screen, we just simply arrow our way back out. It's pretty simple to deal with. Front and rear window wipers controlled here on the right-hand side of the steering column. On the left-hand side, you can leave your headlights and taillights on auto, or you can turn everything on or just off right there, depending on what you want to do. And your turn signals, for those of you that have been through the grueling years of how to use your blinkers and that school of blinkers, well, you'll know how to use that lever. Some of you I know haven't been through any years of school where that's concerned. There's the controls, our shifter paddles for our 9-speed automatic transmission. As far as your center screen goes, a very nice large screen. I like that. It's going to work just fine as far as that goes. We can come in here if we need to get to all of our different icons, which actually there's not a ton here, but that's a good thing. You can wirelessly pair your smartphone. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are here. We can go into all settings, let that come up, and you can see what all is here. Once again, we're not going to spend a ton of time on this, but just to show you what's here, you can go into vehicle right there or whatever you want to and adjust what is available. Not a ton, but I like that because it's not too much to deal with. It makes it a little bit more simplified. Obviously, you can change what you're listening to, go into your connectivity right there if you need to. I don't have anything on at the moment, but you can see what's going on where that's concerned. And I'm going to push the camera button right here. That brings up our different camera views. The overhead view is right there. There is our front view. And depending on how you want to see things, you can come right here and make your different selections with the screen. As you can see, if you want to see everything as far as what's going on with your front wheels without the hood being in the way, it kind of makes that invisible. There's what you're going to have. And then another way to look at all of our different views, whether it's the side, we can come all the way around to the front on the corner just like that. Go right here. Every view is available depending on what you want to see. And when I go into reverse, there is our rear view camera and a couple of different options where this is concerned depending on how you want things to look. If you want it to take up the entirety of the screen, you can do that. It's really pretty easy. And right down here, we're going to have our controls for the radio. You can turn it on and off right here, adjust your volume, what you're listening to. And something I'm always happy to see is that we have physical controls for the air conditioning. Always a good thing. So that's easy to deal with. That way it's not in the screen. Heated seats for the driver and passenger here in the front seating area. And then right down here, we're going to have the 12-volt power outlet. And you can see a couple of USB options down there. This is your wireless charging pad. I'm curious to know, for those of you who own the Nissan Pathfinder, how well does your phone stay on there when you're driving down the road? Now, we're also going to have our nice pass-through right here. I like that additional space and how that is used. The shifter right here fits nicely in the palm of your hand. You can push the button on the side. That's what allows you to take advantage of this and then go into reverse wherever you need to. Push the P to go back into park. We're going to have some space right here as far as the center console area goes, cup holders, and then if you want to turn off that pesky auto stop start feature, you can do it right there or turn it on. Some of you might like that. I'm curious to know if any of you do. There's your power parking brake, auto hold, which is ultimately your brake hold mode, and D mode. That's your driving modes. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to grab the camera real fast for you and then show you what comes up on the driver's display with that. You see the D mode button right there, so you know what you're using. Kind of interesting. Here are our driving modes: standard, eco. We're also going to have snow. We can go back up to sport and tow. And then we'll work our way back down here. We're going to have the Pathfinder logo right there in case you forget what you're driving. And the center console lid works as an armrest, and then obviously we can open that up, get in there, get this out so you can see the entirety of what kind of space you have. It's actually pretty deep, a decent amount of space within that center console area. You can see that I paired my phone via Apple CarPlay, and here is a demonstration with the Bose Premium audio system with 13 speakers. Sounds great for us in person. I hope it sounds just as good for you, depending on what you're listening with. All right, here we go on the test drive. You're going to find a comfortable ride quality that is complemented by the very comfortable seats, especially here in this front seat area. Plenty of room, additional space in the second row, not as much in the third row, but as I showed you earlier in the video, you can adjust that accordingly. So there are some options to help that out as far as leg space for your third row passengers. Getting down the road is not a problem. Plenty of power at 284 horsepower. And depending on your situation, if you need all-wheel drive, that is available, as I mentioned earlier in the video. So if you're in need of that, something that just makes you, give you that more peace of mind, we'll say, makes you more comfortable when you're out driving, more helpful in your low traction situations. So that's going to be there as well. But if you don't need it, then you can go with front wheel drive, just as we have here. So for some people that works. It just depends on your situation. A lot of adjustability as far as potential options here with the driver's seat. Between the steering wheel and the driver's seat itself, there is a lot of option capability where that is concerned. Different options with the steering wheel, different options with the seat, raise and lower it, move it back and forth. Whatever you need to do, you can set everything up. And as you can see, there is a nice turning radius, pretty decent turning radius for a mid-size SUV here with this Pathfinder. The technology is not difficult to learn or use. I like that it's not an overload. That's always a good thing, especially for those who maybe aren't used to all of this technology. It's not too much. It gets the job done. The gas pedal and the brake pedal are very easy to manage. You shouldn't have any trouble adjusting to that. You should be just fine as far as that goes. Overall, a very well-balanced SUV. I know $48,000, a little over $48,000 is by no means cheap. In this day and age, it's really strange to say this. It's hard to believe that that actually is a little under the average new vehicle price, which is a little bit over $50,000 right now. And there it is, the 2026 Nissan Pathfinder SL front-wheel drive. Is it the perfect mid-size SUV? Tell me what you think down in the comments section based on the information we presented in the video today. If there's something missing, tell me what that is. I'm curious to know. I would like to say a special thanks to our friends here at Orr Nissan in Shreveport, Louisiana for loaning us this Pathfinder so we can tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. That's helpful and greatly appreciated. Make sure to subscribe and share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and we'll see you there.